all keeping well. Happy Thursday, first of all. So today we're going to look at 2 times. So we're going to look at 5-minute intervals on this side of the clock, okay? And they can be a little bit trickier, but with a little bit of practice, I think you'll be absolutely fine. If you found the past times a little bit tricky yesterday, don't worry. Keep practicing them, keep going with them, because you'll nail them really, really quickly, okay? So when we're looking at 2 times, coming around the clock again, so we're just going to have a look at the minute hands journey from o'clock all the way round again back to o'clock for the next hour. So we've got 4 o'clock, 5 past 4, 10 past 4, quarter past 4, 20 past 4, 25 past 4, and half past 4. Now, of course, your minute hand is now going to start climbing back up here, but this now changes to 2. So past isn't a thing anymore. We're now looking at 2. So when we think about 2, you're going to look at what hour the hour hand is coming towards, okay? So as soon as you hit half past, you're finished with 4 now, and you're moving on to 5, okay? So your minute hand is going to move on to the 7. Now, you might think that that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. And if we were talking digital times, yes, it would be. But because we're talking analog times, the way that we're going to do it is this. Now, I always say don't count anti-clockwise on a clock, but I'm going to break my golden rule today, okay? I'm going to start from the o'clock, just like we did with past, and we counted down this way. We're going to do the same, but we're going to do it on the 2 side, okay? So we're going to go 5, 10, 15 or quarter, 20, 25. So here we've got 25 minutes to 5, because we're looking at the next hour. When we're looking at 2, our minute hand is climbing up on its way to the o'clock. So what hour is it coming up to? It's coming up to 5. It's not quite there yet. So it's 25 minutes away from being 5 o'clock, okay? If we moved our minute hand here, okay, again, we would just count from our o'clock, and we're going to count down this way to see how many minutes to 5 it is now. So let's go. 5, 10, 15, 20. So it's 20 minutes away from being 5 o'clock. Now, we know this one because we've had a look at this one previously, okay, because it's a quarter hour. The 9 is a quarter, and because it's on the 2 side, it's quarter to 5, because we're just coming up to that 5 o'clock if we were to get to the 12, okay? So let's move up to here, the 10. So again, we're nearly at 5 o'clock now, because you can see your hour hand is pretty much sitting on that 5, and my minute hand is almost at the 12. So let's count backwards and see how many minutes we are away from being at 5 o'clock. 5, 10. So it's 10 minutes to 5. And the way we would write that is this. So it would be 10 to 5, or 10 minutes to 5. Either one of those methods is perfectly fine. Okay? So it's 10 minutes to 5 here. Nearly at 5 o'clock, only 10 minutes away, which isn't a very long time, as you can see. And now let's go here. And we're really close to being at 5 o'clock now. So we're going to count backwards. 5. 5 minutes to 5, or 5 to 5. And then 5 minutes later, we'll be at 5 o'clock. So let's try that again. It's really helpful to work from the hour before. So let's go with 8 o'clock. Okay, here we are. So we're going to go 5 past 8, 10 past 8, quarter past 8, 20 past 8, 25 past 8, sorry, 8:30. And then we're going to climb up this side of the clock now, counting backwards. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So it's 25 to 9, because our next hour is 9. And remember, once we get to 1/2 we stop thinking about that 8 o'clock that we were talking about all the way down here, and we move on to the next hour, because as you can see, the minute hand now is climbing back up to the 12, and you're looking at where that hour hand is going to land on when it gets to the 12, which will be 9 o'clock. Okay, so it's 25 minutes to 9, or 25 to 9. Now it's 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes to 9. We looked at this one before. It's quarter hour, 8:45 to 9. 5, 10, 10 minutes to 9, or 10 to 9. Now it's really, really important to have a look at those hour hands and minute hands carefully and make sure that you're not confusing them, because it would be a very, very different time if you were to see this, for example. Let's have a look at this one. Okay, so lots of people might say, that's 10 o'clock, that says 10 o'clock. And they wouldn't be correct. I want you to ever think about why they wouldn't be correct. So take a couple of minutes, you can pause the video if you wish, just to think about why this isn't 10 o'clock. Okay. Okay, so if you could find a reason why this isn't 10 o'clock, then brilliant. If you weren't sure, that's fine, don't worry. We mix up hour hands and minute hands all the time, which is why it's really important when you're drawing your clocks to make sure that your minute hand is longer than your hour hand, okay? So we know that this isn't 10 o'clock because my minute hand should be on the 12 for o'clock, not my hour hand, okay? So my hour hand is at 12, it's just coming up to the 12 there. My minute hand is in the 2 side, so we're going to count back and see how many minutes to 12 it is. 5, 10. So it's not 10 o'clock, it's 10 minutes to 12, okay? Let's try another one. So I'm just going to do a random time now and see if you guys can identify it for me. Okay, now obviously I can't hear you, so I'm just going to give you a couple of minutes just to discuss with whoever's sitting with you, maybe your brother or sister, or your mummy or daddy, or you can talk to yourself about what you think it could be. Okay, so have a look at the hour hand. Where's the hour hand coming up to? Sorry, there's a shine on there. Have a look at your minute hand, count back from 12. If you want to use the interactive clock, use the interactive clock. Okay, so our hour hand is just coming up to the 3. So we're going to have a look at our minute hand now and see how many minutes to 3 it is. So let's start from 12. I'm going to count down to see how many minutes to it is. 5, 10, 15, 20. So it's 20 minutes to 3, or 20 to 3, as we might say as well, just as a quick way of saying it. Okay, let's try this one. Have a look and see where your hour hand is coming up to. Have a look to see how many minutes to that hour it is. Because your minute hand is in the 2 side, so we know that your minute hand is coming up to an o'clock, almost there. Okay. So let's count backwards. It's coming up to 4. So 4 o'clock will be the hour that it's almost at. Let's count backwards from 12. 5, 10. So it's 10 minutes to 12. It's almost at 4 o'clock, but it's not quite there. 10 minutes to 4. I just realised I said 10 minutes to 12. Sorry. So it's 10 minutes to 4, which is the hour. Okay? And we'll do one more. There we go. So, have a look at that hour hand, see where your hour is, and see how many minutes to that hour your clock is saying. So, having a look at our hand, which is the shorter hand, it's at 6, nearly at 6. Okay. Now, some people might say, well, that says 11:30. Now, if it was 1/2 our minute hand would be on the 6, not our hour hand. So we know that because our minute hand is at the 11, we're going to have to count in minutes to 6. Okay? So let's count backwards. 5 minutes to 6, or 5 to 6. So if you need lots and lots of practice with this, please don't worry. It is a tricky concept, and one that takes lots and lots of practice. So please don't be disheartened if you don't understand it straight away. It's something that really does require lots of practice and lots of patience, okay? Feel free to use the virtual clock to practice, or use the Hickory Dickory clock game, because that's really, really good for identifying times.